Deuteronomy chapter 29, Holman Christian Standard Bible. These are the words of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant he had made with them at Horeb. Moses summoned all the Israel and said to them, "You have seen with your own eyes everything the Lord did in Egypt to Pharaoh, to all his officials, and to his entire land. You saw with your own eyes the great trials and these great signs and wonders. Yet to this day the Lord has not given you a mind to understand, eyes to see, or eyes to hear. I led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes and sandals from your feet did not wear out. You did not eat bread or drink wine or beer, so that you might know that I am Yahweh your God. When you reached this place, Sihon king of Heshbon and Og king of Bashan came out against us in battle, but we defeated them. We took their land and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, the half tribe of Manasseh. Therefore, observe the word of this covenant and follow them, so that you will succeed in everything you do. All of you are standing today before the Lord your God, your leaders, tribes, elders, officials, and all the men of Israel, your children, your wives, and all the foreigners in the camps who cut your wood and draw your water, so that you may enter into a covenant of the Lord your God, which he is making with you today, so that you may enter into his oath, and so that he may establish you today as his people, and that he may be your God as he remembered you, as he promised you, and as he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am making this covenant and this oath not only with you, but also with those who are standing here with us today in the presence of the Lord our God, and with those who are not here today. Indeed, you know how we lived in the land of Egypt and passed through the nations where you traveled. You saw their detestable images and idols made of wood, stone, silver, and gold, which were among them. Be sure there is no man, woman, clan, or tribe among you today whose heart turns away from the Lord our God to go on worship the other gods of these nations. Be sure there is no root among you bearing poisonous and bitter fruit. When someone hears the words of the oath, he may consider himself exempt, thinking, "I will have peace, though I will follow my own stubborn heart." This will lead to the destruction of the well-watered land as well as the dry land. The Lord will not be willing to forgive him. Instead, his anger and jealousy will burn against that person, and every curse written in his scroll will descend on him. The Lord will blot out his name from under heaven and single him out for harm from all the tribes of Israel, according to all the curses that the covenant written in this book of the law. Future generations of your children who follow you, and the foreigner who comes from a distant country will see the plagues of the land and the sickness of the Lord he has inflicted on it. All its soil will be a burning waste of sulfur and salt, unsown, producing nothing, with no plant growing in it, just like the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah and Zeboim, which the Lord demolished in his fierce anger. All the nations will ask, "Why has the Lord done this to this land? Why this great outburst of anger?" And the people will answer, "It's because they abandoned the covenant of Yahweh, the God of their fathers, which he had made with them when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. They began to worship other gods, bowing down to gods they had not known, gods that the Lord had not permitted them to worship. Therefore, the Lord's anger burned against this land, and he brought every curse written in the book on it. The Lord uprooted them from their land in his anger, rage, and great wrath, and threw them into another land where they are today. The hidden things belong to the Lord our God, but the revealed things belong to us and our children forever, so that we may follow all the words of this law